I will cover one theory called as Tuckman's ladder theory and an extension of that theory called as situational leadership model. Okay, this is a very powerful model in terms of understanding what stages the team goes through. Okay, the first theory is called as Tuckman's ladder theory, which says that the team goes through certain phases throughout the life cycle of the project. Okay, and these phases are listed on the screen. Initially this theory had only 4 stages: forming, swarming, norming and performing. But later on, an adjoining stage got added. Okay, so basically there were 4 stages and then the 5th one got added. So I am going to just take one small example and explain you what could happen, okay, when the team actually starts working together. So I face this situation and I can tell you and I can describe to you on how this whole thing changed. And really, after I look back at this theory, I really laugh and say, yeah, this is what had really happened. This was way back in Bangalore. When we started, at that time we were implementing the Bangalore Stock Exchange and we were all Mumbaiites. Okay, we all got assigned to a Bangalore project because there was nobody really. We were all NSE experts, National Stock Exchange experts, and we got posted to Bangalore to implement the same system that is there in NSE at Bangalore Stock Exchange. Bangalore Stock Exchange no more exists, but at that time, the regional stock exchanges there were a lot of regional stock exchanges. Chennai Stock Exchange was there, Bangalore was there, Calcutta was there, a lot of regional exchanges were there. So we were given the responsibility of actually implementing stock market system in Bangalore. So here was a team was put together by Mr. Bhandari, and we were all shipped to Bangalore to implement this. Now obviously when we went to this whole thing, we were given a guest house to stay, all were guys. So essentially we didn't have any complications. So we were given one common 4 BHK or 5 BHK. It was somewhere in Bangalore. It was called transit quarters. In TCS it was called transit quarters. So we were all given this transit quarter to actually stay together and work on this project. Okay. Since it was way back in '97, we didn't have a choice and we didn't mind also. We were like trainees, so we went all together. Now, of course, there are different sets of people in that whole group. One was a very senior people who was a TCP/IP expert, because we had to port that X25 protocol to TCP/IP protocol. So very senior South Indian guy. Okay, and I think his name was Raghuvan or something. And then there was one Sardarji in the team, and one Bengali was there in that team. Then it was a variety of people all going together. Okay. So obviously it didn't have any common language, it didn't have anything common, and we all went together. So initially when we went, it was all very formal. We were just trying to see how things are formally every day, good morning and all that. Afterwards all that goes away. So initially you start off with nice, hello, hi, all these things start. Slowly afterwards there was a lot of conflict in the team. And the conflict had risen to an occasion that I was thinking, there was this Bengali person who used to smoke, and he was living with a South Indian guy who was absolute nothing, no non-veg, only vegetarian kind of guy, and they both were put together in that single room. This Raghuvan and this Bengali guy, I don't even remember Amitabh Ganguly or something. So both of these guys were staying together in one room, and like conflict was tremendous. This guy used to smoke, this guy used to shout, oh, my clothes are smelling of smoke and all that. Oh, you cook fish, it smells like anything. That kind of conflicts used to happen. And we were thinking, was this project possible? Kaise chalega aisa? Okay, we are all living together in one room. Either everybody has to have separate rooms and hotel, and teachers at that time didn't have any budget or. So now, what to do? But slowly I observed, after a week or so, this whole thing started subsiding. The Bengali guy adjusted with the South Indian guy. South Indian guy adjusted with the Bengali guy. The Sardarji also adjusted. Conflict started going down slowly. What's happening? Suddenly everybody started adjusting. Everybody found something in common which could help each other. So now this Bengali guy came to know that, you know what, this is a brilliant South Indian guy. Okay, coding में मुझे मदद करेगा. So he found a common language. So let me adjust. मैं fish नहीं खाऊंगा तो क्या होगा? मैं थोड़ी में तो मदद करेगा मुझे. So he's like South Indian guy also. He found out that this guy was very enterprising. He was doing a lot of things. He was good in sports. There was something common they found. They used to talk about cricket and all that. They found something common with each other and they adjusted. They adjusted with each other. The Sardarji also, he was like totally flamboyant, but he also adjusted. Finally, the team came together. And then we really started working really hard. Things started falling in place. We produced the goods. We implemented Bangalore Stock Exchange within record time. And Omkar and me were trainees at that time. We were like fresh into this whole thing. Omkar and I still talk. Omkar is the vice president of Wipro. We talk to each other. Then Omkar, याद है क्या? अरे यार वो कैसे भूलूंगा यार वो state. But really when I look back, there is a formal theory which actually defines what happened in that room. Are you getting it? This is called Tuckman's ladder theory. It says when the team comes together, they are very formal with each other. Guys, this is normal. Team suddenly is not going to open up and start being flamboyant and start being self-organizing and start being. It doesn't happen always. The team will take its own time to adjust. So there is a forming stage. The second stage is called as storming stage, where there are open conflicts in the team. Open conflicts are there. This was an example of open conflicts. It does happen. Tuckman's ladder theory says, guys, this also will happen. This is also part and parcel of life. Next stage is called norming. The team finds his way. The team finds out that there is something good in each person. They will typically adjust and they will try and find a way. You always don't need to intervene. Exactly what happened in that room, I would say. The Bengali guy and South Indian guy, they normed, they adjusted, they found something common and they became friends. I also had this situation in US when we were 3 roommates. 2 of them were loggerheads with each other. They were not adjusting at all. I was like, what's happening? Guys, come on. I was also trying to adjust and trying to make as a thing. One fine day I suddenly find that I am sidelined and these 2 guys have become great friends. You know what they found out? These to both the guys, both the guys were good cartoonists. They could draw great cartoons. They found something in common and they adjusted and they became good close friends. And I was sidelined. Not that I was thrown out of the house, but for me it was a very happy situation that there was no conflicts in the house. But this is called norming stage. That team finds something great in some other person, they adjust. You as a leader don't always need to intervene. Things may fall in place for this. The next stage is where team really puts in a lot of effort and you are performing. After the storming phase, you will always perform. This is called performing. Now, Tuckman's ladder theory, it is not that when you go into the performing, you will never go back into the storming or you will never go back into a norming stage. It is not like that. Suddenly you will find that everything has gone haywire and everything is started, falling apart and people start fighting with each other. Tuckman's ladder theory says this is also normal. This is also normal. This also happens. Extension of this theory is really great, which is called as situational leadership theory. It says that this is all great and this happens in real life. It is how a leader or an agile leader reacts to this situation and changes based on what the circumstance is a great agile leader. This theory is called as situational ladder theory. Situational leadership model. It says a leader doesn't need to be stereotyped always. In various stages, identify where in the context the team is and accordingly take your call. For example, if you are in the forming stage, leadership is required where somebody needs to take strong decisions in terms of setting ground rules. In making decisions on behalf of the team when the team forms. At that time, team is expecting leadership. Team is expecting guidance. At that time, a leader or a scrum master in this case should always be directing you. Find out how a scrum master can help in the forming stage. setting ground rules, making sure that team understands all the things. He is directing the team on what is to be done as far as process is concerned. When the team is in the storming stage, that is there is open conflicts, the scrum master or situational leader will change his color. He will try and coach the team on how the conflict can be solved, or sometimes even stay away from the conflict and say, okay fine, you guys resolve, okay, whatever it is. Coach the team into why they should work together, how they should work together, what could help, okay, in a coaching. So situational leader changes his color during storming stage. When it comes to norming, situational leader should take a supporting role. I'm there to support you, I'll help you out, tell me what you want, what are your impediments, etc. etc. And when the performing stage comes really, situational leader should identify that the team is doing great and stay out. Stay out. Because if you start poking your nose into a performing team, it can be counterproductive. You don't always need to always go and say, well, let me help. And your help is not required at that point in time. Stay away. The team will come to you if they need help. So your job as a Scrum Master should be, guys, I am there. I'll come and facilitate. But you guys are doing a great job. Don't worry about it. If you need anything, just give me a call. I am one phone call away. Or I'll be coming to your space every day morning to conduct your meeting or whatever it is. But I am there for you. But you guys are doing great. Just continue what you're doing. Don't need to poke your nose always in what you're doing, Nothing is required. Okay? So a situational leader changes his color to a delegating role when the team is in performance stage. Are you getting me? So this earlier theory, which is Tuckman's ladder theory, is really great, and that's how we understand that how the team goes through different cycles. Okay? But situational leadership, I like that how does a leader change his color based on where the team is at this point in time. It is very, very important that a Scrum Master identifies where in the life cycle the team is and accordingly take his call, not be a stereotype of a Scrum Master. Are you getting me? The last stage, of course, was an adjourning stage, which was added later. We stand for, yeah, people are saying Tata, bye bye, some ladies cry also, but after 2 days they fall for it. Adjourning stage. So that was added later on, but Tuckman's ladder theory essentially is about 4 stages, and situational leadership is about how a situational leader should adapt and should work with the team in different stages. Have you got this concept? Any questions on this?